take a look here. So this first one. Yeah, I started it off a little bit. So tell me. 2W plus 2L is 40. What I always do when I have a perimeter is I just go halfway from the beginning. W plus L is halfway, so that would be 20. And they asked me about the area, and specifically they want the area in terms of just width. So I want to replace L with something to do with W. So I take this and I solve for L. I know what L is. I plug it in. Okay. So you get area is 20 minus W times W, which is 20W minus W squared, which is a problem you could have done in pre-calculus. It was the largest area. You guys remember what shape gets the largest area out of the rectangles? Okay, no. Square. And what's interesting is, if I have to use a certain amount of material, what shape are silos in? You guys know what silos are? They're full of like corn or cylinders, because a circle is the shape that, for less surface area, you get the equivalent volume if you made it into the shape of anything else. So that's why they kind of naturally became these cylinders, because then they have to not use so much material to make it and hold more stuff. That makes sense. That's a little side note. This is all I wanted right here, was this area. In pre-calc, you would find the vertex. That's the location of where the width would make it the largest. This is a down parabola. It should sound familiar. All right, so here, what do they tell me? Tell me a couple things. Tell me what the shape looks like. I know it's h high and it's a square base, so they're both x in the base. And they tell me that I have 1,000 square feet of material, so your first step was to see how does that relate to the image? How does that relate to the shape I'm dealing with? What is that of this? Surface area. So what is the surface area of this thing? Well, tell me 1,000. How many x squares do you have? 2. 1, 2. How many? What are these? What are all the sides? XH's. So you got 2x squares. And how many XH's? 4 XH's. And that's supposed to be 1,000. So that's how you put together what they tell you. What do they tell me? What does it mean physically? That's the surface area. And then how do I write the formula for it and then set it equal to the number they give me? I love it. And what do they ask me about? Volume. So what is the volume of this thing as it is? X squared h. Oh, I got it. And they want is as a function of x only, so of course I need to get rid of h, and I can do that by just solving for h, yeah. First thing I'll do is just divide everything by 2. And then I have to subtract x squared, divide by 2x. That's what h is. And now you just throw that in. X squared times this business. And then you can fill in x and all that kind of stuff. Like it. How are we feeling so far? Is that all right? Students always hate when they have to do multi-step problems. Of course, that's the real for the world is multi-step problems. This one, what they tell me is nice. What do they tell me? Yeah, they tell me it's a cylinder where the height is 3 times the diameter. Here's the height, diameter. Do I really want diameter though?
No, you want radius.
Yeah, so what's a better way to write this? H is
6R.
6R. Alright. And they asked me for what?
For the volume of the
The
cylinder.
volume is a function of height. So the volume is pi r squared h. So what do I need to get rid of? R. So what's wrong with how this is? If I put this in for h, I'm going to have a function of r. I want a function of height. So what do I need to do with this? Now I know what r is. I can replace it. I don't want r. Let me replace it. So now the volume is pi times h over 6 squared times h. So I get pi h cubed over 36. And then I could ask you, at a time when the height is blah, what's the, you have to take the derivative and so forth. What is this over here? You gotta check. It's the volume. Alright. So what about this guy? A cylinder again. And the volume is 60, so they tell me volume is 60, so how can I write that?
60 equals pi r squared h.
Yeah, pi r squared h equals 60. That's what they tell me. And then they ask me about the surface area, but I want it as a function of radius. So what do I need to replace? I want to replace h. Right now it's a function of radius and height, but they are related. I shouldn't need both variables then, since they are related. So what do I do with this?
Divide by
Yeah. Divide by pi r squared, so I know what the hell h is. And now I can rewrite the surface area as 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. So you guys realize this is really just systems of equations. I have a tell me equation, I have an ask me equation, I'm using substitution to help rewrite one. So now I get surface area as 2 pi r squared, 120. A pi dies, one of the r's dies, so you have one r left on the bottom.
Could you go further, like multiplying the 2 pi r squared by pi over r over r?
Oh, yeah, if it's helpful with whatever the next step might be. You could certainly get like denominators, put those together. Since there is no next step, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, if that helps with the next step, then yeah, that would be a great thing to do. Okay, so I'm thinking we're not going to be able to get to section, what do you call it, 310. And just to let you know, the last problem, number 6 on the practice test, is from this. You can just scratch that out. It's going to be on the next test. So this test will go officially from 3.1 through 3.9. Because that was warm-up for related rate problems. Before we do that trough problem on the back, we're going to do this sheet, which is a little more basic, standard, classic problems. Let's say bring the house lights back there. Wait. Do that.